doing our end of the unit test on geography. Yesterday we ended the unit. Can anyone remind me what was our last lesson on? What was our last lesson on? Madison.
Maps.
Maps.
And locations.
Maps and locations. Delaney.
Weather.
Weather. It was on seasons and climate. That was our last lesson that we talked about. And what can you tell me, what did we talk about yesterday during that lesson with seasons and climate? Elijah.
We talked about
Yesterday. We did, and during our unit, during geography, we did talk about maps, but not yesterday. What did we talk about yesterday, Ashton?
Well, we talked about like we was gonna bring in like a globe, but until it got stuck, so we couldn't bring it. So we just see Melissa and Morgan's map that they around it, and then we looked and they would share it with us, and then
Okay, so why did we want to look at a globe? Morgan.
so we can go where all cities and states.
We were going to look at a globe for a reason, and it has to do with climate around the world. Gabby.
We were seeing the globe to see where the equator was.
Yes, we needed to look at a globe to see where the equator was, because the equator splits the earth in half, and one half is called what? Melissa.
The northern hemisphere and the other half is the southern hemisphere.
Thank you, Melissa. One half is the northern hemisphere, and the other half is the southern hemisphere. And what do we know about the different hemispheres? What do we know about the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere? About the climate, Madison. Hannah. Okay, let me redirect the question. What is the furthest away from the equator? What is the furthest away from the equator? Delaney. The North Pole and the South Pole. And so how is the different poles, the North Pole and the South Pole, different from regions around by the equator? What do we know about regions that are closer to the poles compared to regions that are close to the equator? Chase. Okay, that's okay. I'll come back to you if you remember. Evan.
The North Pole is on half of the equator and the South Pole is on the other side.
Yes, but I'm talking about the climate. What do we know about the climate that is regions that are closer to the poles compared to the equator? Delaney. Regions closest to the equator is really hot, and regions closest to the poles are what, Lexi? Really cold. So throughout the unit, we talked about seasons and climate. What else did we talk about? Maps and location. Anything else that we talk about in the unit? Tabitha.
I know we talked about a graph key.
Oh, a graph key?
I forgot what the beginning is, but I know it ends with
What did we do? Maybe we can think about. Let's brainstorm. What is Tabitha talking about? What did we do with the? Did you say map key? Not a map key.
I said graph.
Oh, graph key. Are you talking about what we did yesterday? Oh, we looked at a table. We were able to look at a table and to be able to read a table. Very good. What else did we do? John?
We talked about the degree symbol.
Yes, we talked about the degree symbol. What else? Morgan?
We talked um, absolute location, and relative location, and
Yes, we talked about absolute location and relative location. So today, I decided that we were going to do something different. We were introduced to the clickers, and so that's how we're going to take our test today. But before we start our test, we're going to play a little review game. And I think everyone's going to really have fun playing it. But before we get started with that, can someone please read our learning target for social studies? What is our learning target for social studies? Gabby. Geographic. Okay, so I can use geographic tools to locate places. That's just one of our learning targets out of the many of learning targets that we focused on in this unit. We have so many learning targets that we focused on. That's just one of them that was part of the learning target for this unit. So I can use geographic tools to locate places. What geographic tools did we use throughout this unit? Does anyone know? Melissa?
maps.
Okay.
We used the textbooks and we went to pages that had like graph maps on them, and they had A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3,
Yes.
4, 5.
What is that type of? What was that called?
A graph map.
Nope, it wasn't a graph map, but great. That was a great guess.
Grid.
What is it?
Grid map.
A map grid. Yes. We use the map grid to help us locate different areas. What else? What other type of geographic tool did we use? Anything else? Resolve?
I'm just gonna say that we talked about region yesterday, but something.
Okay. Well, we're focusing on geographic tools. We're focusing on geographic tools. Any other geographic tools did we use throughout the unit? Ashton.
Is it that map grid is when we used it for that with that go square?
Mhm.
Where you go to the top place, like you're C and then you go up and down.
Right. You looked at the rows and the columns, and you were able to locate a location. Very good. Okay. So before we get started with our game, I will first tell you that I passed out the strips with your ID number for your clickers, and on the back of it, I told you to look to see what color it said on the back of your strip. So raise your hand if you had green on the back of your strip. Okay. Put your hands down. Raise your hand if you had red on the back of your strip. Okay. Put your hands down. Does anyone not remember what color you had on the back of your strip? Okay. So when I dismiss you, I'm going to split you up. Green, the people that have green on the back of their strips, you're going to sit at this table. And you're probably going to have to, two people are probably going to have to pull up chairs, or you can just sit at both tables. And red, you're going to sit on this side of the room, at these two tables. All right. Any questions before we get started? Madison? Okay. Melissa?
Do I have to sit in my original desk?
No, you're going to sit with your group. Ashton?
So are you supposed to have a big group?
Yep, there's only two colors, so I split it in half. Morgan?
What game is it called?
We'll find out when we go to our seats. Tap it there. It is going to be equal. We have 20 people in our classroom right now, so it'll be 10 and 10. Chase.
It's like fractions because you have 20 people and 10 people have red and 10 people have orange.
Great. You split it in half. All right, very good. So I would like my green on this side and my red on this side. Oh, first go get your clickers out of your seat pocket. Sorry. Get your strips and your clickers and go to your side of the room. clicker. All right, very good. All right, so I split you up in 2 different groups because these are going to be your teams. You have the green team and you have the red team. Now, the fun thing about having teams is that you all will be able to work together, but since we have clickers, all of you are able to answer. So not only are you working as a team, but you're also going to be able to individually put in your answer for the game that we're playing. Now, in front of you, you will see that you have a social studies textbook. This is going to be one of your resources that you are able to use. So, at this time, I will allow you to open your books to the Unit 2, where the beginning of the unit started. I believe it was on page 61. 4, 3, look back on the other table. Okay, it's fine. Go ahead and switch it out really quick. Okay.
Sorry.
All right, so I'm not going to tell you what page you are supposed to find the answers on. It is your job to go through and find the answers if you need help. And we're only doing this because this is a review game. We're playing a game before we get ready for our test. So I'm allowing you to use the textbook as your resource. All right, so the game that we will be playing today is called Jeopardy!
What do you do?
Raise your hand if you've ever seen Jeopardy on TV. Okay. Does anyone want to briefly explain how to play Jeopardy? Does anyone know? Evan.
It's where they give you answers like there's blocks and it says like that, and they give you the sentence up at the top. You can say it, and it's like for 200 points, 300 points, and you have to like say the sentence, and then they give you the first one, and then you have to get and then they tell you the sentences that they show you, and you're trying to guess it.
Okay.
The 3 people are trying to guess it.
Okay. So at this time, I will explain how to play the game once we get set up and ready for it. First, we need to start our class. And I would like you to turn your clickers on and put your student ID number inside your clickers. I'm going to explain how the Jeopardy game works. Now, each team has been split up. We have the green team over here, and we have the red team over here. The way Jeopardy works is, on the screen you'll see a big board that I'll show you in a minute, and it has categories. And I'll explain that page in a moment. I will call on one person from each team to pick a category. So for instance, some of the categories are vocabulary, facts and main ideas, skills, and etc. So those are some of the categories. So you would say vocabulary. That's the category that you might choose. And then under the categories, there are numbers. There's 100, 200, all the way to 500. And that's how many points you can earn if you get the answer correct. So say, for instance, John, I call him John, and John says vocabulary. And he's really confident that his team can get this vocabulary question correct. So he might say vocabulary for 500. So that's the most you can get in that category. So then we'll click on vocabulary for 500 and a question will pop up. Everyone will answer that question, and whatever team has the most people that gets that answer correct gets that many points. So, at the very end, whatever team has the most points going to be fun, but what is the purpose of this Jeopardy game? What is the purpose? Ashton.
Well, it's kind of to get us ready for our thing because we're still using the clickers to help us get ready. So if we get confused, we can still try to do it.
Okay? It is getting us ready, not because of the clickers, but what is it getting us ready for? Madison.
Our test.
It is review. It's getting us prepared.
Kind of like what
It's
we're
getting us prepared to take our test. So, if you would like to say something, I'd love to see raised hands. John.
It's kind of like we're getting warmed up for the test.
Right. It's getting us prepared for our test. Okay, we gotta get started.
Me team or red team, it doesn't matter who wins, it's about having fun and doing your test.
That is a great point that Chase brought up. Very good. Sportsmanship. Even though it's a game and we're playing on teams, it is very important to have good sportsmanship because it's at the end of the day, it's getting us prepared for our test. So that is the main point, is to help us get prepared for our test. It's not about winning or losing. It's about activating that prior knowledge in our minds and our brains. On the board, you will see this is, wait, don't push anything. This is a sample question. This is how it's going to look when you pick your category and you pick how much you're going to bet for. I mean, how much you're going to, what number you're going to choose. So, this is a sample question. We're not clicking anything, we're just looking. So, this is how it's going to look. The question is going to be up here. Okay, the question is going to be up here. The question is, who is the greatest college football team? Okay, well, wait. This is just a sample question. So listen, you got to pay attention so that you understand how the game works. On this side, you will notice that the letters are in red. And you will notice on this side that the letters are in green. When it's time for you to answer a question, the green team, you are going to use these letters, E, F, G, or H. Those are the letters you are going to use to answer the questions. Red team, you are going to use A, B, C, D to answer your questions. This is going to be able to tell me what side has the most correct answers. Now, if you use the wrong letter, you're helping the other team because it's color-coded. So make sure you understand that green side, green team, you're using E, F, G, H. Red side, red team, you're using A, B, C, D. Now, who is the greatest college football team? Anyone want to answer this sample question? John.
Gators.
The Florida Gators.
What?
So, what letter would you put in, John? A. He would have put in A. So, after everyone has answered the question, I will reveal it. And the correct answer was the Florida Gators. So,
Yeah.
they would have gotten their points. All right. Are you ready?
Yes!
Are you ready?
Yes!
All right.
I don't want to.
Now, how this is set up, you have to wait until I start the question before you can start answering. So I will announce every time every time the question changes, I will start the question and we will go from there. So don't start it yet. All right, so this is how it looks. This is the game board. So you will see, I'll wait. You will notice at the top that these are your categories at the top. Vocabulary, facts and main ideas, skills, more skills, and more vocabulary. Now, when I call your name, you will say skills for 200 or vocabulary for 300. Whatever category you decide, but you have to say the title of the category and how much you're willing to, how much you're trying to spend or gain. So when you click on 100 will be the easiest, and it gets harder the more money that you pick. Yep, or want. All right, so let's get ready. So your clickers, everyone, does it say ready at the top?
No.
Or,
You have to put us in.
okay, but you've started it. It says your name and everything?
Yeah.
Okay. So, on the skills and more skills, there is, the skills will be on page 102 and 103. So if you do a skills, if you're doing a skills activity, you will be using one of those. You will have to use the book to answer the question. All right, so let's get started. And I'll keep score up here for now, but I can keep score on here too. So we have the green team, and we have the red team. All right, so my first person, okay, let's see. I'm going to go with the red team first, and I would like Madison to pick the first category and amount.
Skills for 300.
Skills for 300. All right, so this is your question. Which city has the most winter rainfall? Now, you will notice that this goes along with the graph on page 102. Look at the graph on page 102. Page 102. Okay, I have started the question. When you're ready to answer it, go ahead and put it in on your clickers. Which city had the most winter rainfall? Remember, green team you'll use E, F, G, H, and red team you'll use A, B, C, D. Does anyone need help? Yes, you'll first enter when you're done. Waiting for two people.
Oh, and one.
You can show it.
Yes.
Okay.
You can show it.
Everyone has answered the question. So, which city had the most winter rainfall? Since it was the red team's question, Cheyenne. A, Louisville, Kentucky. All right, let's see who was right. Give me five. So on my graph, it shows that the green team have the most people who got the correct answer right. So green team has earned 300 points. See on here on the graph, it shows that 47% answered with E, which is the green color letter, and only 36% 36% answered A, which is your side. So 47 is higher than 36, so green earned the point.
Miss Jackson.
All right, so
Jackson, we get an X.
I like raised hands. All right, so I will now cover up skills for $300. For $300 because that has been used. All right, so now we're moving over to the green side, and Gabby, pick a category.
Facts and main ideas for 100.
Facts and main ideas for 100. Okay, wait till I start the question. All right. What kind of location is your address?
I don't get it.
I do not give it a
Other teams can hear your answers.
Say that loud.
Yeah. You might want to whisper. What kind of location is your address? So, who wants to answer this question? Since it was a green question, I'm going to ask someone from the green team. Tabitha, what kind of location is your address? G, absolute location? Let's see if Tabitha is correct.
I'll take that.
The correct answer is...
Oh, we got it right. How we get it right?
Alright, so let's see. 47% chose G, and 42% chose C. So, green team won 100 points.
We got 400. What?
They don't count. They don't count.
Because we have the smartest people.
Me too.
Give me 5. I did not like what I just heard. And we talked about sportsmanship and having good sportsmanship before we started. We can end this game right now and take our test. I cannot believe what my ears just heard. That is disappointing. Let's fix our mistakes and enjoy our review before the test. It is just a game. I'm more focused on you learning the answers and reviewing and helping you remember some of these things that we learned throughout the unit before we take our test. If my ears hear something that is very, let's see, if I hear something again that is not appropriate and that could hurt other people's feelings, we are going to end it and we will be done. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So that was facts and main ideas for 100? Was that? Okay. All right. So, let's move on. We're back to the red side. John, pick a category.
Vocabulary for 500.
Vocabulary for 500. All right. 1 second. All right. The main directions of north, south, east, and west. The main directions of north, south, east, and west. Go ahead and answer it. Right. If you strongly feel that you know the answer, then you can put in whatever you feel is the correct answer. Your team is there to help you, But if you feel that you know the answer, you put in what you feel comfortable putting in. Is anyone having trouble with the clickers? Is everyone fine? Yes. They won't let you change it. Did you already press enter? Yeah, you can't change it. That's okay.
That's okay.
Okay. So, the main directions of north, south, east, and west, and this was a vocabulary question, correct? Okay. So what is the vocabulary word that describes that definition? And Michael. A climate. Let's see. What is the correct answer? Cardinal direction. Okay, so the correct answer was cardinal directions, which was C and G. So, once again, green team got more correct answers. All right. That's okay. It is okay. All right. All right. So now we're on the green team. All right, Delaney.
Facts and main ideas for 500.
Facts and main ideas for 500. All right. What is the imaginary line that divides Earth into northern and southern halves? What is the imaginary line that divides Earth into northern and southern halves? All right, everyone has answered the question. So what is the imaginary line that divides Earth into northern and southern halves? Whose question was it? Was it over here, Delaney? Okay. Chase. H, the equator. Let's see if you are right.
It doesn't show on mine. It's not showing. It's not showing.
I haven't stopped the question. Now. Oh, wow. So guess what? It was a tie. 47 and 47.
So do we each get 500 or no one gets a point?
So if it's tied, someone gets a
No.
point. What should I do? Logan.
250 and 250.
That's right. You divide it in half. Thank you, Logan.
500 gets a point.
250 and 250.
Yes!
Okay. Chase, can you grab my eraser over there? Thank you. All right. Great. 250 and 250.
They got they got 1,200.
The chalkboard eraser. Okay, give me 5.
What happened?
Give me 5. Nothing. All right. So, before we move on, at this point, thank you.
You gave him a Kentucky
All right.
chalky
Give
eraser.
me 5. At this point, we've answered quite a few questions, and you've worked really well on the team. But now, for the remaining time that we're playing, I would like you to use your own brain and your own knowledge to answer the question. We are no longer asking people on your team. You are going to answer the questions based on what you know, So if I see anyone sharing answers, I'm going to have to take points away. So make sure that you keep your eyes on your own clicker and you answer it to the best of your ability. Nod your head if you understand.
Yes, ma'am.
Up.
Yeah.
Nod your head if you understand.
She didn't even say yes, ma'am.
Okay. See, that's why it's important to listen. I just said nod your head if you understand. All right. I need everyone to have a seat in their chairs. All right. So we split the points in half. So each team earned 250 and 250. And we stopped on the green team, correct? So it's now the red team. All right, Michael. Did you ever choose one before?
No. He answered, but he didn't choose.
Okay.
More vocabulary. More vocabulary.
Okay. More vocabulary for how much?
500.
500. Okay.
You can't make me still.
Okay, 1 second. Let me start the question. All right. This is between the cardinal directions. Let's see. The definition is between the cardinal directions. So what is between the cardinal directions? What is between the cardinal directions?
I can't read that.
See, I told you it's gonna get harder.
It's campus room. I didn't say the answer.
So what were you yelling out?
I just read it.
Okay. All right, so go ahead and put in your answer. The compass rose on that map on 103 is between the cardinal directions. Okay, I will allow 1 more minute. You have 30 more seconds. Second. All right. So the definition is it is between the cardinal directions. And whose question was it? It was Michael. So the red team. Evan. C compass rose. The correct answer was intermediate direction. The compass rose is what it's called. Compass rose. Okay, it's between the cardinal directions. So cardinal directions are what? North, south, east, west. So the intermediate directions will be Ashton. No, that's part of cardinal directions. Melissa, sorry.
Northeast, southeast, southwest, northwest.
Very good. Those are intermediate directions. So, let's see. The correct answer was A and E. And once again, it was a tie with only 10%. So since that was so low, I don't think I'm going to give points for that.
What is that?
Well, this team has 1,150.
Isn't there supposed to be a comma after the
How is that
1,000?
1,150?
Just saying.
Oh, thank you, Melissa. Okay, so told you when you use a lot of points, it gets harder. Okay, so that was more vocabulary for 500. All right, let's do a couple more. Let's see. It is the green team. All right, so Logan, pick a category and an amount.
Vocabulary for 300.
Vocabulary for 300. An area of land with the same features.
Still gonna work by ourselves.
Oh yeah, we still have
An area of land with the same features. I will allow 1 more minute. I will allow 30 more seconds. An area of land with the same features. Ten more seconds. All right, so an area of land with the same features. What is the correct answer? Whose question was it? Logan's. Okay. Omar, what's the correct answer?
E.
E, cardinal directions? Is that what you put? Which one? Delaney?
G.
G, landform? All right, let's see which is the correct answer. Region. An area of land with the same features. Region.
Oh man. You two want that region and say an A.
So region was B and F.
B and F.
Miss Jackson? Yes.
Yes.
Who got more points?
What do you mean? Right now? The
Which
score is on the
team?
board.
Which team got more points?
On this question, well, you both scored pretty low. F, which is the green team, scored 22%. That was correct. And B scored 5%. That was correct. So which number is higher? 22%. But once again, I don't think I'm going to give points for that because that's really low. You have to get at least a 50% or above to get points. Let's see. Since you guys got so quiet and you look so down, I'm going to change it back to letting you work with your team. So you can use one another to help you with the questions. So that was, what was that, vocabulary for 300? Okay. All right. So who just, Logan, you just answered that? I mean, picked it. So we're back to the right team. All right. So Evan, have you picked the category yet?
No. Yes.
No?
Yes.
Why am I doing the answers?
Oh.
Okay. 1 second. We're not ready. We're almost done. We're almost gonna get ready for our test. So we only have a couple more rounds that we're gonna go before we end. All right.
for 200, please.
Skills for 200?
Yep.
Oh
Okay.
my god.
What are the column labels? All right, you have to go back to page 102. What are the column labels? 100, you're going to use the page on 102. What are the column labels? All right, let's see how many people we're waiting for. Waiting for a couple more people. I will allow one more minute. What's the item? I'm allowing 10 more seconds. All right. What are the column labels? And this question was a red team question. So, Hannah.
D.
D. D and H. City, winter rainfall, and summer rainfall. The correct answer is D and H.
Yeah!
How much we get?
And the red team got the most points.
Really?
That's all I got.
Alright. So that was back to main ideas. Alright. So it's back to the green team, and we're on Omar. 1 second. We're not ready. Okay, Omar.
More schools for 500.
More skills for 500. Okay, 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. So now to answer this question, you will have to use the map on page 103. 103. What state is southwest of Ohio? All right. Okay, so let's answer the question. What state is southwest of Ohio? Whose question was it? Omar, so it's this team. All right, Lexi. Kentucky. So D and H. Let's see if you are right. Kentucky.
But who did?
So red team got the most correct answer. Let's remember to keep a good sportsmanship. Let's show good sportsmanship. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. I understand everyone's getting excited, and you're very happy about how you're doing, but you need to remember that this is a review. You need to be absorbing the information that you're receiving because it's going to help you on the test. Now we are really close with our scores. Green team, you have 1,150. Red team, you have 950. You are only 200 points away. I mean, there's a 200 point difference. So it's only 200 points difference. All right. So this was 500 points, and this was it 500?
Green.
I know, but was it skills or more skills?
More skills.
Okay. All right. So green team picked that. So it's on the red team. Let's see, Cheyenne. Which one did you pick? What category?
Yeah, what category do we go?
Let her pick the category she would like. Skills for 200? Okay.
We already did that.
Yeah, you already did that.
Yeah, we did.
Skills for 200?
Yeah.
Okay, so we can do more skills for 200. All right.
We already did that.
Which state is north of Ohio? You're using the same math on 103. Which state is north of Ohio? The other team can hear your answers. Find it in a little while. We're not going around telling people the answers. You're working together as a team to come up with an answer, but it's up to that person to pick whatever answer they feel that is the correct answer. You can talk about why you feel like it's one of the choices, but we don't go around telling people the correct answer without giving an explanation. All right, let's see. Wait for one person. All right, so which state is north of Ohio? Which state is north of Ohio? And this was a red team question.
Yeah.
So Morgan, which state is north of Ohio?
It's big.
B, Michigan?
Yes.
B and F? Let's see if you are correct. Michigan.
You got D? I don't know. You got D, right?
So F, green team has the most people that got it correct.
Miss Jackson, well, somebody's coming to team. Because y'all keep on yelling at me.
Now it's 400.
they want them to perform. At this time, I would like everyone to do a self-check. Because in about 5 seconds, I'm ready to say, you know what, I'm going to shut the game down and we're going to take our test. I am disappointed the way some of you are behaving. This is supposed to be fun and engaging while you're learning. And some of you are taking it too seriously and getting upset over a game. So at this time, put your hand up, your right hand, and just do a self-check. Do a self-check. Do a self-check. All right. Now my next option is I'm going to start having people pull out, because I'm kind of sad that such a fun activity people are getting upset over. If you are one of those people that needs to go chill out, you know where our chill out space is in the classroom. So if you need to go chill out, go chill out. Evan.
I'm not fine. These are just down.
If you know you need to chill out, then you need to go chill out. Go chill out, regain self-control, and come right back. And while they're chilling out, we're going to move on, because it's just a game and it's a review game. All right, so that was more skills for 200. All right, so let's do a couple more and then we're going to get ready for our test. I'll say we'll do 2 more rounds. 1 round, 2 rounds, and then we'll go into our test. All right, so now we're back on the green team. All right, Tabitha, go ahead and pick a category.
More vocabularies for 400.
More vocabulary for 400. All right. This vocabulary word shows directions on a map or a globe. This vocabulary word it shows directions on a map or globe. So this is the definition of this vocabulary. One of these vocabulary words shows directions on a map or globe. Shows directions on a map or a globe.
Jackson, what was it again? More vocabulary?
More vocabulary.
I gotta find a page.
Okay, shows directions on a map or a globe. All right, I'm allowing 1 more minute. I'm allowing 30 more seconds. All right, everyone has answered. Shows directions on a map or a globe. What vocabulary word does this definition go to? And what was this a green question? Okay, so resolve.
Is it F?
F, intermediate directions. Okay. The correct answer was a compass rose. Okay, so the correct answer was C and G. And no one picks G on the green team. C, the red team earned 400 points. We are now tied. Green and red both have 1,350. So that was more vocabulary for 400, correct? All right. So that was our first round. We have one round over here, and then we have one complete round, and then we'll be done. So green, that was your question, right? You picked. Yeah. So now we're on to the red, and Melissa, go ahead and pick your category.
Skills for 500.
Skills for 500. What direction would you go to get from Columbus to Akron? You will look at the map on page 103. In which direction would you go to get from Columbus to Akron, Ohio?
It doesn't show Columbus on you.
It does. Okay.
Wait a minute. Okay, so no.
I know.
No more fees. We don't know the letter because I can't see. No, if you